Hello, lovelies. Hello, beauties. Hi, my friends. Welcome to another episode of True Crime with Achieng. Before we get into today's video, I wanted to remind you to like, comment, and share to as many people as you can. If you haven't subscribed, please remember to do so. And if you are a returning subscriber, I honestly do appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for supporting me. Today we are going to be dealing with the case of Joyce Aoko Achieng. Now this case is really sad. Sad is honestly an understatement. It's devastating and mortifying to say the least. Now we're going to go through how she got to Albania and the events leading to her death. So stick with me. I'll also be sharing my personal opinions and what I think could be going on here. So stick with me. You also have the chance to form your own opinions. You don't have to agree with mine. Joy was the last born in a family of 3 kids. She had an elder sister and an elder brother whose names are Tracy and Tevin. So their mom and the dad separated, so they had a divorce. So the mom was the one who was taking care of them all by herself, and they lived in Dandora phase 4. Now Joy went to Wangu Primary School, which is also in Dandora, from class 1 to class 8. She went through a primary vizuri. When she completed class 8, she passed and she was called to Moi Girls Isinya, which is a national school. So the mom really tried. She wanted her to get the national school experience, even though things were hard on her because she was really struggling to raise the 3 of them. She got into Moi Girls Isinya, but in the middle, it got too much for her. So Joy actually saw her mom struggle to raise the 3 of them, and she willingly opted to be the one to sacrifice on behalf of everyone. She agreed to move to a day school, which would be more cheaper and less costly to the mom, so that the mom could manage to raise all of them. So that's how Joy got into Dandora Secondary School on her own will. Imagine. Honestly, I could never. Yeah, she got to Dandora, and in Dandora, the teachers described her as a nice student, a really good student. She was obedient, she was disciplined. Yani alikuwa tu teacher's favorite, you understand? She went through high school in Dandora Secondary, and she finished Form 4 there. She finished well. She got a C-, and everybody was happy. Now, she finished her KCSE on a Thursday. Yeah, she finished exams on a Thursday and went home happy, as most of us are usually when you finish KCSE. She went home, and on Thursday, the sister asked her if she was interested in a gig, So the sister worked at a casino in Westlands, and she managed to secure a slot for Joy. It was just her to decide if she would go there for training, then she would become the PA of a casino dealer. Joy went for an interview and she passed and she was accepted, and she started training as the PA, but she did not finish since she got another opportunity in Comoros Island to be a French translator, because she knew French, so she was going to be translating French to English. So at 20 years, she flew out to go to Comoros Island, and she did the French translating thing for like some time, and she decided that she actually needed real skills like secretarial work or something like that. She called the sister back in Nairobi. She asked her if she could get her another slot for training in a casino like the one she had gotten before. But all the casinos in Nairobi they were not doing trainings at that time. But the sister got a link to a casino in Albania, and the sister applied and she got it. Now Joy got the opportunity to go to Albania and work in the casino and also be trained before working. So she came back to Kenya to prepare herself to travel, to go to Albania, and everybody was honestly so excited and happy for her. This was like a new dawn in the family, and the mom had high hopes in Joy. She knew that Joy was that child, she was going to take her place, she was going to move her from the situation she was in. So Joy got ready, she packed her things and said goodbye to everybody. And on the 14th of February 2022, Joy flew to Albania. When she got there, she found out that the job was providing the housing and also transport to work every single day, which was really great. I mean, do many companies do that? I don't think so. This was very convenient to Joy since she didn't have much to cater for on her own. So Joy started working. She started training. She was training fast and she was gaining a lot of experience, and she really hoped that when she would be done, she'd be able to get better job opportunities in other countries which offer better pays, you understand. So she started earning, and with that little money she was able to upgrade her mom and move her from Dandora to Buruburu phase 2. Now if you are a Kenyan, you know Buruburu is middle class to upper class, you understand. It's a really good place, it has really nice houses, and this was great for her mom. So she moved her mom and she started improving her mom's life, because this is something that she really wanted to do. So her work was going on well for her, everything was okay, and they were always communicating with her mom. This is something that I really admired, because when the mom was explaining these details, she knew even the timelines, when she said this, when she did this, and it's crazy, man. I wish all mothers and daughters could have such a relationship, which I feel like it's really important. That was a side note. So as I was saying, the job was okay and everything was cool, everything was going on well. She was gaining exposure and experience, and everybody was happy. Fast forward to the 1st of August 2022. At 8 a.m. in the morning, Albanian time, which was 9 a.m. in Kenya, Joy called her mom and she was crying hysterically. She was crying and she was telling her mom about how her Ghanaian roommate just came in the morning and started arguing with her out of the blues. She was just bringing up arguments from things which didn't make sense. Because she left fish in the sink, she left dirty dishes, I don't know, just things I wouldn't start an argument with anybody with for no reason. So the mom told her that if it continued, she should take a video and send it to their manager, because they were working in the same casino. Joy did that and she recorded a video of the girl screaming and shouting at her and sent it to the manager, who was really responsive. And the manager agreed to move her to other residents. So on the same day at 6:30 p.m. in the evening, Joy was moved to the Flowers residence, which were apartments somewhere else, not close to where she was living previously. Now let me just mention, we will use this later in the video, these apartments were really secure. And what I mean by secure is you could only access them if you had the keys, and only the residents had the keys. So it was pretty secure. We'll just use this information later. So even after she moved houses, she called her mom in the evening, and the fight in the morning, it really affected her, and she told her mom she would come back to Kenya to relax on the 4th of August after she received her salary. So Joy continued going to work, and on 2nd, now the next day, when she went to work, she got news that she had been promoted to move from, let's call it Casino A to Casino B. So she was to move from the casino where she had been training in previously, and she was to go to another casino where she would still continue training, but this one would be more beneficial because she would gain 5 games.
And they delayed. They brought us the ballot boxes.
Sorry, 5 gains, and this would be beneficial in her CV. Yeah, so she had to postpone the plans for her to come to Kenya on the 4th because she was supposed to move to the other casino with immediate effect. So she called the mom and she was like, "Mom, I was moved to this other casino and it's a really good opportunity and I really cannot manage to travel back to Kenya on the 4th as I had earlier stated." The mom said, "It's okay. As long as you're doing fine, we'll just continue keeping in touch." But Joy promised to come back to Kenya end month of August. Yeah, life continued and everything was all good until Joy noticed this driver who worked in the company was kind of like stalking her. And this driver wanted a romantic relationship with Joy. And Joy, from the start, Joy turned him down, and she told him no, she was not ready for a relationship. She was just focusing on herself and her job. She was just not ready for a relationship, but the driver could not listen. He continued stalking her. He was following her everywhere she was going. It was just creepy. So Joy threatened to report him to the company, and this would cost him a lot because he would have been sacked and all that, and getting a job is not that easy. So the driver accepted and he was like, "Fine, I'll back out, nitaacha kukusumbua." So Joy decided not to report him since he said he would stop, which he actually did. Now let me just inform you, on the 7th of August, Joy got a roommate, but this time the roommate was from Kenya. The Kenyan roommate's name was Emily. Yeah, her name was Emily. So let's not forget that name. We will come back to it later in the video. So on 8th of August 2022, Joy had an assignment at the beach and the driver was supposed to take her. Now, this was the same driver who had been making advances towards her. And when they got to the beach, this man started acting like they were in a relationship. You understand? Like, alikuwa na behave tu ni kama Joy ni manzi yake, you get? Which made Joy really, really, really uncomfortable. And when everything was done, she was like, "Just take me home already. I thought you said you had stopped these things, man, take me home." And Joy blocked this man. So Joy informed her mom about this. There was now no way the man could get to communicate with Joy. So just life continued. Now, on the 13th of August, the mom, as usual, because they were always communicating with the daughter all the time, so the mom was waiting for Joy to get back from work, and it was late at night. It was really late. Joy finally got back from work at 3 a.m. Albanian time, which was 4 a.m. in Kenya. And she called her mom and she was like, "Hey mom, I've just arrived from work and I'm so tired. I literally just want to eat and sleep because I'm really tired." She even had her night dress. She had already removed her night dress, and she informed her mom that she had done that already, and she just wanted to warm food and eat and sleep because she was really tired. So Joy, they finished the call, but they continued chatting through WhatsApp. And Joy would continue talking to the mom. Now, the mom would ask Joy about the former roommate, the Ghanaian girl, she would just inquire whether she had still been following and disturbing her, and Joy said no, she hasn't even seen her since that day when she moved. And Joy actually confirmed again. She told her mom that she would be coming at the end of August. Now at 4:25 a.m., Joy told her mom that she had warmed the food and it was really nice. She was having minced meat and rice. Now, this would be the last text message the mom received from Joy, because after that she just went online and the mom could not communicate to her. She didn't send any other text message. This was really weird because Joy had never done this before. You know, they had been talking ever since she went to Albania, and this was just not in her character. So the mom tries reaching out, but there's no response. So she's so restless, as you can imagine, and she actually decides to just sleep. But she couldn't even sleep because she just had this instinct, you know, motherly instinct. She just felt like something was not right. Like, Joy could never do that, and she felt like something was not in place. So the next day, still nothing from Joy, which is so unlikely. So, like, as I said, they were in constant communication. Like, they would talk every single moment. Anytime Joy got a chance, she would text the mom. So the whole of that Saturday, she still didn't hear anything from Joy. And in the evening, she decided to call her siblings and inform them, or even ask them if they had talked to Joy the whole of Saturday. She called the brother and she also called the sister, and the siblings brushed it aside and they were like, Mom, you're just overthinking just because she's your last born and she's just fine. Maybe she hasn't gotten the opportunity to, or maybe the phone, just something happened. Like, the siblings didn't think much of it. So Saturday passed, still nothing from Joy. Sunday came, nothing from Joy. And when the mom informed the siblings about this, now they were actually, people started getting concerned because what could possibly be going on? Now Sunday passes and they're still frantic because everyone is now like, what's happening? They don't even have how they'll get to talk to anyone in Albania. They're just worried. So Monday comes, the 15th of August in 2022, and in Kenya, that was when the elections results were being released and were being announced, the presidential election. And Joy's family was honestly very worried. Let me speak about the mom because that's what I know. Now, in the evening at 5:15 p.m., the mom actually gets a text in WhatsApp from the HR of the place where Joy used to work. The text from the HR said that Joy had gotten into an accident on Saturday. She went missing from work on that Saturday, and when they went to check her, they found that she had gotten involved in an accident and she was rescued and taken to hospital, and at that time she was in hospital. That's all the text message said. Now, a typical mother would be extremely worried, and this was the case for Ruth, who's Joy's mother. So she starts texting because she couldn't understand how. We were just talking like in the morning. What do you mean? What type of accident? To what extent is she injured? Like, she needed more information and clarification. But as she continued texting, she got no reply on that 15th Monday in the evening. Now, on 16th, the following day, she called the office again, and this time they picked. And they told her to call Carol, who was the cousin, who was also in Albania, to get more information because for them, they didn't know anything. She calls Carol, and Carol says that even her, she's just received the news. She doesn't really know what's going on. She's about to go to the hospital to see Joy. And they call the best friend, who was also called Joy. And Joy also knows nothing. Now, You remember Emily, the roommate that I had mentioned earlier. Mama Joy gets information which is actually Emily, the roommate's story. So according to Emily, on that the morning of that Saturday, she came from her shift at the casino at 7. When she got into the house, first of all, the house wasn't locked, and it was, as I said earlier, everybody had their own keys and you could only access if you had the keys. So the house was not locked. She just found the door open. She enters, she goes into their room, and on Joy's bed there's scattered food. Now the rice and mincemeat that she was eating, it was scattered on her pillow, and 2 of her phones were on the bed. Clearly, you would reason and see that there was clearly a struggle or something. Why would you even find food on the pillow? This is just not something a big person would do. But Emily assumed that it was probably just an accident, and Joy was maybe in the laundry area doing laundry. Now, Emily went on to sleep. She actually slept in the bed next to Joy's bed, and she slept, not even trying to look for Joy. A normal person would do, but anyway, let me continue with the story before I start sharing my opinions. So she sleeps, and at 3 p.m. in the evening, she gets a call from the manager. Now, Joy was supposed to have reported to work at 2 p.m., but she didn't. So the manager was calling Emily to know if Joy was home or if everything was okay. Now, Emily informs the manager that Joy is not home, and she hasn't been since she got home from her shift. Now, this is where things get weird, and now the manager tells Emily to wait, that the manager was coming to the house so that they check whether she left something, or they just check around to see. Now, Emily tells the manager that she's too scared now. Now she's too scared.
Side eye. Side eye.
After sleeping there, she's scared. Now she just wants to meet the manager at the office so that they'll come back again, wakiwa wote. So she goes to the office and comes back with the manager. Now they look around, and they still don't find Emily. Now that Saturday passes, and the next day, on Sunday 12:30, the neighbors, some other apartments, there were 2 Georgia girls. They were living there. They were white. So it was kind of raining or drizzling, I don't know. But one of them went to the window and was just looking outside like you would do. But then she had whimpering from outside the window. So she calls the roommate and is like, "Are you hearing the same thing that I'm hearing?" So when they look outside, they actually see a lady who's still in her uniform, and she's lying on the ground, and she's the one who's whimpering. So they actually recognized that this was the African girl who had gone missing, and they were all looking for. So one of the girls calls Emily, and she's like, "We're literally seeing Joy down below the window of her bedroom. So Emily calls the manager, and the manager calls an ambulance, and it comes and gets Joy, from where she was lying. The first hospital which she was taken to, they couldn't do much because they realized it was more of the injury was more on the brain. So she had to be transferred to the trauma hospital, and that's where she was at that time when her mom was getting all this news. Now back in Kenya, the mom is frustrated, as you can imagine. She doesn't understand anything. She's not really getting the answers she needs, but she just needs to get to her daughter one way or another. So she goes to the embassy in Upper Hill, and she explains the situation, and she's told that she has to travel to Albania so that she could now get to understand what's going on more. So her visa is processed and everything, and the next month on September she flies to Albania to go be with her daughter, and she honestly could not believe what she saw. The image of her daughter, the image she met, is not what any mother would want to find their daughter in. Now, Joy had been induced to a coma. She was in ICU. She was being fed through tubes. She just looked bad. She was not in a good condition. Now, the mom was now who was taking care of her. She would clothe her, she would bathe her, she would change her position. She was just technically take care of her in Albania. Now, the next month in October, she was removed from the tubes and everything, and she was taken to the ward where she was still staying with her mom. And now it reached a point when the doctors said they couldn't do anything much. She needed to be moved to a rehabilitation center for like her brain injuries and everything, and there was no such institution in the whole of Albania. So now Mama Joy started looking for quotations in hospitals in Turkey and Italy, because she was trying to see how they would move Joy from now Albania to these other countries where she could actually get help. Now, at this same time, Mama Joy is trying to make Joy's story to be known by the world or something, and it actually becomes known, and it was aired in one of big journalists in Kenya, and people got to know this, and people are sending their contributions because a lot of money was needed. You can only imagine. She has to fly using a private jet because she's sick. The jet has to be equipped with all this medical stuff, the tubes it would help her breathe, and you can imagine how much money was needed. So many people came through for them, many people contributed, and her story was now becoming known. Many people were beginning to know her story. So the government of Kenya actually came to find out of her story, and she was airlifted from Albania to Kenya, and she was given an honor at the airport where top state officials were there. And her mom was simply elated, and she was so happy that many people came through for her. She was not in this journey alone. Many people were sending her encouraging text messages and everything, and at least people were there for her. So when she came to Kenya, she went to the Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital, and when she was there, she literally had everything she needed. She had a personal nurse, there are doctors 24/7 who attended to her. Like, many people came through for this family, let me say. And unfortunately, on the 13th of February 2023, Joy passed away after battling for her life for a couple of months. Now, let me give you my opinions. Number one, I recently read that the Albanian authorities don't want to release any information to Kenyan authorities because they are the ones who have been conducting the investigations. I mean, after all, the incident happened in their country, so they were the ones who were conducting the investigation, but they have not released anything to the public. People need answers. Like, this case has become known in many parts of the country, and many human rights activists are demanding to know what happened to Joy. Now, I have a few questions. Maybe some of you too have the same questions. Back to Emily. So I also read somewhere, I'm not sure if it's true, but it might be, it might not be, that Emily refused to go to the police station to record a statement. Emily also refused to talk to Joy's mother on phone.
Side eye. Side eye.
Side eye. This is very suspicious, considering the fact that you came to this house, you find food scattered on your roommate's bed, her phones are still there, you still don't question anything, you go sleep assuming that she was doing laundry. Please be for real now. Like, this Emily girl, I don't know, but personally, I wouldn't rule out anything. But personally, for me, I feel like all these stories around Emily are very suspicious and she needs to be checked. She needs to be checked. Yeah. Anyway, we have come to the end of my video today. I mean, it's really sad. Joy was a beautiful, beautiful girl. Beautiful man. That's just, I'm just using the word beautiful because I lack words to describe how pretty she was. You've seen her photos, I'll show you her videos. She was just beautiful, and people need answers. People also felt like the driver, you remember the driver who was talking, they felt like he also had a hand in this. But the driver said that the last time they had talked with Joy was on that day at the beach, when they went to the beach, and since then Joy blocked him and they hadn't been in any sort of communication or seen each other since then. So that's just how he defended himself. Now we need closure, we need some type of closure. Personally, I feel like these Albanian people, the government now, or the police, let me say the police, they are covering up something. I don't know, personal opinion, they might be covering up for one of them. I wouldn't know, because why would you hold such information? We need to know. Somebody has to be brought to book, somebody has to be accountable for this, because honestly it makes no sense. Joy was just working, she was earning her own money, she was doing her own thing. I don't think she got into any bad books with anybody. Why? She did not deserve this. Joy was a really beautiful girl with beautiful soul. You can hear the stories from her mom, like they had a really close relationship, and for this to happen to literally like your best friend, because they were always talking, as I mentioned, it's just sad, man. It's really sad. Anyway, we've come to the end of today's video. Let me know what you think, your opinions. Let's chat in the comment section, and yeah, let's meet in our next episode.